Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody has a wonderful week so far. Just doing some invites. Just doing some invites at the moment. See if Barbie K, Conspiracy want to come hang out. Cowboy Bear, Amber and Jen. See if Becca, see if Zombie Mom wants to come hang out. Okay. Hello, Brittany. Hello, everybody so far. Oh, we're going to get some people come and hang out. Okay. Hello, Vicky. We're just going to wait for some people to come join. It's an open panel today. Hello, Cammie. It's an open panel. Everyone wants to come in and have a conversation. We're going to continue the Gypsy Rose discussion. And this is going to be sort of an open panel, but I'm thinking we could talk about her rebranding. Possible rebranding under this whole cosmetology license thing. I'm not sure if there's going to be anything that's going to pop out with that, but I guess we're going to see. I think she's getting a cosmetology license, like one of the ones you get over the internet type of thing. You can sign up over the internet. But who's going to want to be Gypsy Rose's client? You know, you have somebody that's already, just as of recent, shown that she's pretty dangerous. Hey, Justice. Pretty dangerous with a pair of scissors. I'm not sure if I want those scissors touching hair or any part of my body from a schmurderer. Just saying. Just saying. I wouldn't want it. But it is an open panel tonight. Oof. All right. Hello, Maribel. Nice to see you. Thank you, Vicky. See if might be not so great time to go live at this time. It's weird. If I went live a few hours ago, that's when people usually start to show up. But we will see what happens. Hello, Ash. Nice to see you. You're welcome to come on the panel if you want. Ugh. I haven't had coffee. I haven't had any of my morning stuff today, but that's okay. I work second shift these days, so that's why I do earlier lives. I don't go until about 6 o'clock, 6 to 2. Okay. Oh boy. So I just put up a new video on my debunk series. It's about the BB Pew Pew incident. And I'm more than aware. It's funny. There's people in the comment section saying it wasn't a BB Pew Pew. It was a pellet Pew Pew. And I have a diagram at the very end of the video that shows that it's a pellet Pew Pew. It's telling me something. I'm like, you didn't watch to the end, did you? That's okay. Hey, Ash, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Just, I don't know. My sister keeps checking on me because she knew I witnessed the video from yesterday.
So did I. And someone actually uploaded it to X, Twitter, or whatever. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm like, don't do that to him. I mean,
right.
rumor has it had something to do with his kids. His kids got taken away or something, but I just felt heartbroken for him. I mean, both of his profiles came down off of TikTok this time. He had his backup one. I mean, he had me as friends on both of them, but I was just messaging with him. Like, I mean, I'd known Perez Hilton for over 15, 20 years through the music industry. And, you know, he lived in New York City. Like, you know, we've hung out like a few times, but it's just like, you know, that's why I was surprised to like reconnect with him in the Gyp verse. I'm like, it's funny seeing you here, Perez, because like we go way back. But yeah, just I hope he gets whatever help he needs. It was very disturbing what he said to those people. Like he had that panel of people on at one point. He's like, I'm committing schmuicide or whatever he was saying, and then everyone. I mean, I'm glad to see the wave of concern they showed right away.
Yeah.
As you know, as they should have. But that was just shocking. I was just like, what is he doing and why? I mean, obviously, like whatever he was at the end of his rope, whatever it was.
Right.
I'm just glad the authorities got there in with quickness to make sure that he is okay. I don't want him to be a harm to himself.
Right.
Because it's just I mean, whatever happened, every man has his breaking point. Just like that movie Shawshank Redemption. I believe Morgan Freeman says every man has his breaking point, and I think Perez reached his.
Yeah, he did. I think so too. I don't know. It kind of surprises me that it lasted 30 to 30.
30, 40 minutes, yeah, close to an hour. And now one thing is, don't be surprised by this, but like it still shows on his Facebook page that's still posting. You can schedule posts because I have the
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger thing because I'm verified on Facebook like he is, and you can schedule your content. So if you still see things going up, it's because he already pre-recorded it, pre-planned it, or whatever, and he's yeah, doing that. So some people are just like, "Oh, how is he still posting?" It's like, well, you can pre-plan posts, or you could have a PR team, but I don't think that's the case. I think he does everything himself. But yeah, just oh, Godspeed. I hope everything's okay with him. I'm glad that there was intervention in time. I'm glad there were no
Right.
casualties as far as we know. I'm glad there was no real big standoff situation. I heard he barricaded himself for like a minute, but other than that, it's just like I'm hoping that yeah, absolutely divine intervention, absolutely. I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody that was watching call whoever. I mean, I don't know what his new address is in Miami or anything like that, but someone obviously knew it. I think you can get a hold of the authorities on these on social media platforms, and then they sort of take that they sort of cross reference the profile and find out where they are. And all they have to do is look up an IP
Right.
address, and whoever works for like Twitter X or TikTok or whatever, they can see their IP address, and their registration for monetization goes to an address, and then they usually try to start that way. There's ways that they can find something out like that, but yeah, because there's people that do all kinds of crazy stuff on. I mean, I've seen videos on YouTube which is like the top 10 people that unalive themselves on a whatever live stream or whatever. There's that one guy. What's that one case with that he took a picture of the girl in the back seat of his car unalived?
Oh, yeah, I remember who you're talking
Uh,
about.
yeah,
I think
but
her
I
name was
remember
Bianca or something like that.
Bianca Devins or whatever her name is, Bianca Devins. Yep, Bianca Devins. That and what's crazy is like you could still find that picture on
Yeah.
like some of those like Reddit type, like not Reddit, but like on one of them, like one of the darker sites, like you can find like a picture.
Yeah, they have dark Facebook groups too.
Yeah, and yeah, like gory pictures and crime scene pictures or whatever. It's like there's some places like if you go to the corners of the internet enough, it's kind of like when I was looking over the Taylor Parker case. It's like I was going to the depths and corners of the internet. Taylor Parker had stuff like no wonder she got the ultimate penalty. I mean, she had stuff involving animals and
Yeah.
and corn. Let's just say that on her like phone and her devices and stuff like that. This was one sick woman. I was just like, my God. But no, I hope everything is okay for Perez. I'm hoping he's obviously going to be away for a little while. I can't see them discharging him anytime soon from
Oh
wherever he's
no, they
going.
won't.
They're going to be holding him for a while. And
Yeah.
I hope whatever it is that's going on with him, he can get a grip on it. Whether it's stuff he's taken or stuff he needs to be taken, they're going to figure that out. And
I
again,
know
it's
some people think it could be something to do with when he had sepsis and
yeah,
stuff, because it could have affected his brain.
easily. Yep.
Yeah.
But I just hope everything's okay with him. Like, you know what I mean? It was weird because it's like, oh, look, Perez is online. And then when I go to it, I'm like, I thought it was like a stunt at first. I thought he was doing something. That Ariana
Right.
Grande video that came out? I thought he was doing something like from what Ariana did in that one video, when she's got the blood dripping from her. I thought it was like maybe he was doing some Ariana parody or something like that, but no, he wasn't.
Right.
So, and he was covering Ariana Grande on some of his social media drama stuff and some of his like celeb report stuff. So I thought maybe this was Ariana related. It wasn't. It was he was going through some episodes. As soon as I saw the the sharp object come out, let's just call it that, and he was doing whatever he was doing with it, I was like, oh man, I was like, not good. And it's like what I was looking at didn't look like makeup. It didn't look like corn syrup or whatever they use in for fake props or whatever. I'm like, this looks pretty real.
Right.
And like whatever he did, he started it way before that live stream, so he'd already been like in that state for a while. And I'm glad. It's almost a blessing that he got on live stream and did what he did, because that someone on live stream sounded the alarm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, he's got children. I think this was related to his children either being taken or threatened to be taken. I mean, I know they weren't there when this happened, and that would have been all the more disturbing if they were.
Right.
And I'm just glad that intervention was done in time. So Godspeed for Perez. Hope everything goes okay for him. Other than that, yeah, there's the Pretend podcast is putting out little pieces of the interview or whatever that he's been doing with Gypsy Rose. What do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be the same old narrative that we've seen time and time again? Now, keep in mind, this guy, I think his name is Javier. He, on his own, profile, it says he interviews con artists. So, okay, Fancy, you think it's going to actually be like the hard questions? Like, you think he's going to actually be doing this correctly? Like, he's going to, I know he addressed the 13-year-old thing, but again, it's like, is he interviewing her as like, oh, Dee Dee's the con artist and she's the victim? You know what I mean?
I think he's letting her say what she wants and, just letting her think.
My
doing good.
I did a video on this, but my mouth dropped when I heard her basically proudly admit that she has kids as young as 10 years old come up to her in public. I'm like, why is she bragging about this? Scary stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Autumn says for what she was told, she left when the questions got hard. Again, it's like I'm surprised like she didn't demand to know what the questions were in advance. Isn't that usually what she does? She has to do whatever she has to do to create the narrative or to keep the narrative like in control. So I don't know, but Autumn, if there's anything else if you want to come on panel or you want to let us know anything you might possibly know about this. I mean, I'm not sure if you do, but I would love to hear from you or anybody that knows anything from the inside about this. But yeah, just I'm hoping like some of the harder questions, because I heard him ask a couple hard questions, but of course the one that I heard about the whole 13-year-old thing, and we know what that means. She's just gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, Nick made me do that. Nick made me do it." That kind of crap.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring Fancy up, and I'm going to bring up Katie as well. Hello, Fancy.
What's going on? Hey, so, I participated in this, and I've actually done 2 interviews with him, and I spent about as much time with him as Gypsy did, according to him.
And Audrey, too, right? Audrey also didn't she also get an interview, Audrey?
I don't know what Audrey... I know she got an interview. Morgan Elena got an interview. Morbid got an interview. Shannon was interviewed. Bree was interviewed. So I don't know every person that he talked to. Obviously, there's some that I know he's not going to include there.
How come I don't get included in stuff?
Well,
I like to be included in stuff. I never get invited to any parties.
I don't know how he chose anyone.
Nobody invites me to their birthdays. No
I
one
know, it's hard.
wants to have fun with me. I'm just.
I'd invite you to shit.
I'm just kidding.
So I think it's going to be for both sides. I think it's going to be we'll like parts, and for both sides we won't like parts.
Okay.
I think I know his angle. I really do. I think he's not gonna be nice about the people who in like what he says, is kind of harassing, is the ones who just report on her hair and her clothes and her art and really don't talk about the case at all. I think he will focus in on those type of people and explaining, that they're not helping the situation by moving the case forward in any way. They're just gossiping about her.
Fancy, correct me if I'm wrong. You used to be pro Gypsy, Fancy. I have a lot of people saying that about you, that you're pro Gypsy. When
I'm not
you
pro
like?
Gypsy.
No, you used to be. Like you were like back then.
Yes,
like,
but they think I am now.
Yeah,
I think I am now.
I defend you. I always tell people, I'm like, Fancy used to be pro Gypsy, just like I was. It's just like, but then so was I. It's like, when then you start to see more information and the stuff comes around and you keep an open mind and, things change. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've walked with this a long time, and we talked about that, like what made me switch up. Why did I believe them at first? And then because we didn't have information at first, we just had what they were telling us, we didn't have anything. Right. And so as more and more information came out and more I dealt with them, the more and more I realized they were lying, Yeah. And these phone calls that are coming out, I've decided I'm not going to speak on them. The only thing I have to say is, it proves a lot of what I said about certain people, but it's hit me really hard because, I lived all of this. Like, you guys can sit up here and speculate, what was happening that day? Well, I can tell you what was happening that day. I have all the text messages from that day, So it's been hard, but I really think the Pretend podcast, I want to give him a chance. He knows my feelings. He knows where I'm at with it. I basically told him, I was a little disappointed because he was dishonest with me in a couple ways, and I called him on that, but we worked through that, and I decided to go ahead and continue to participate. But like I said, I think it's going to be.
Do you think he sucked up to her and just started?
I do. No, okay. I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
I'm just still shocked.
I do think this.
I just really quick. I was shocked when I actually heard. Well, first of all, she's a liar when she says, "Oh, I don't understand the fandom, and I don't get that at all." And I wasn't I don't look at. She was trying to play humble, even though she was. We have the jail phone calls now where she's literally looking forward to being rich when she gets out with a Mercedes Benz. I've got my own little house. It's and I'm 6 million people have viewed this. It's like she's sitting there gloating over the fact that she's making this blood money and getting notoriety from her heinous crime, and for her to sit there and tell Javier oh, I don't really get it, because Javier, I love what Javier said. He's just you're not you're not known for anything. You don't play an instrument. You're not an artist. You're not in anything. She's like, oh, I know. She's trying to play along with it like she's humble, but we all know she's anything but. So she's not fooling anyone.
No, but that's the thing. She thinks she can fool everyone. They all did. Yeah. And now it's you see these calls coming out, and the things that I'm catching that were upsetting to me is they acted like they knew nothing when I came to them, oh, we don't know what life rights are. Oh, we don't know. We don't have an entertainment lawyer. Oh, no, we don't know about how you get paid for these things. Oh, no, we don't know that. Or, and I tried to help. We don't know how to set up the fund for her, the trust for her. They knew it all. They lied to me from day one.
Especially Christy did extensive research on this, and then she took such high interest in Gypsy because her and Rod saw those dollar signs coming along. So of course they were ready to take her in as quick as possible. It's just and now that the money is sort of drying up, you notice that they're having problems. I think Christy especially has been taking lots of. I guess her and Gypsy have been coming to blows lately, although they were on some live stream the other day, and obviously Christy's making her little funny faces at the camera. I'm just blech. Hey, yes. But just one of those. Again, it's just I love how she. Another theme I've noticed with Gypsy is everything she does, every little thing she does is for the first time. First time going to a beach. First time eating a steak. First time doing that. It's just even though I have videos and pictures of her doing more stuff than I ever did at her age, and
all of
you know
those
what I mean.
things.
Right, it's she practically lived at Magic Kingdom. That was her second home, and it's just she acted like she was so sheltered. And so, dude, we saw those little crazy, ridiculous dances that she was doing right out in the living room of her own house, and sending him to scrubby internet men and stuff like that. It's just what were we, she wasn't afraid of anything. If you were so scared of your mom, I'm you're sitting there in wigs and provocative outfits, doing this belly dancing, crazy stuff for internet men. or whatever, like, and then she's acting like
Right.
she's had
Yeah.
some sheltered life. She had no access to the outside world. She couldn't have friends. She couldn't have associates. She couldn't talk to anyone. She couldn't date anyone. I'm saying you were having intercourse in a movie theater bathroom with your mom, like 60 feet away. You couldn't have been too scared
Right.
of her if you were willing to take that chance. But we have to turn the world upside down and sideways to believe Gypsy Rose. So just saying.
You have to. You have to. There's no other way. And it
Right.
just and for those that think I'm pro gypsy, I'm not. I just because I'm backing away from this doesn't mean I'm pro gypsy, and I'm backing away because I don't want to be in this drama filled community anymore. I'm tired. I've done this a long time. I've said everything I could say. Possibly,
I gotta be honest. Like,
I'm
no
working
offense, and
on
this is not
things
to
behind
offend.
the scenes.
This is not to offend anyone, but like it kind of breaks my heart seeing a lot of the anti-gypsy content creators go at each other, because we're all on the same side here. We're all like supposed to be in solidarity and in alignment with the same sort of goals in mind, and promoting the truth, and making ourselves like the voice for not only Dee Dee, but also for a corrupt justice system that let a very dangerous person walk the streets. It's just like every one of us that's on the side should be getting along, and you know what I mean, and helping one another get our message out and get the truth out and stick with the truth. And it's just like all the side drama I'm seeing, it's just like that people know me well enough. I don't get involved with any of that. And if some other content creators started making videos on me tomorrow, just dogging on me, I wouldn't even care, because I wouldn't even respond to it. I wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
That's how much it's that's how much it's insignificant.
I mean,
because it's like
even Javier touched on that. Like he thought the hardest part of the Pretend podcast was going to be getting Gypsy to do it, to sit down and actually let him ask questions that nobody else had done so. But he said that the hardest part was the Gypsy anti-Gypsy community, is that he thought we'd all be on the same side, but none of us are. And I said, no, nobody is. We all have differences and opinions about what this is. I go, and so we don't. The only thing we can agree on is she did murder her mom, and she is a con artist. Like, that's as far as the agreement goes. Right. And it's hard, it's really hard. This community has had a lot of ups and downs, and I don't want to do it anymore. I've got things I want to work on behind the scenes for this.
No, I get it. I understand that. It's just like I just always thought, like, if we're all like, even if we have some differences in details, at the same time, it's like we all have the same like end game, like end goal in mind. It's like we want to see Gypsy held accountable in some way, shape, or form. Especially like I want to see Dom and Davion's law passed by Christine Russo, Mackenzie Shrilla's brother's sister, Mackenzie Shrilla's victim's brother's sister. She's trying to get like the modernized version of Son of Sam law passed, where I hope it goes retroactive. Not only should it be federal, but I think it should be retroactive. And if it is, it will go straight to Gypsy Rose, where it's not going to exactly keep them off of social media, but they can't monetize off the notoriety of their crimes. And that's all Gypsy has done since day one. You know what I mean? And now we have
for sure.
Now, and you know what? I bet she's panicking behind the scenes now that these new phone calls are coming out, because they're explosive, in my opinion. Especially, the ones with her. She sounds just like Natalie Sharilla and Mackenzie. It's just like they're sitting there, Christy and her are just sitting there gloating and having a great time. They're sitting there speculating on where Dee Dee is, heaven or hell. Like, they can make that judgment. It's like, Christy, I don't think you should be making judgments about anything godly anytime soon. It's just like, I think you should be worried about yourself before worried about Dee Dee. It's like, worry about your damn self. It's like, I don't think Dee Dee's going to have a problem. You're going to probably have a bigger problem than she has. So, I'm just saying, like, it's just, I just found it really, like, she's got such chutzpah to be like, oh, well, she's probably here and she's there and I don't care and blah, 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 blah. It's just like, wow. It's like, it's crazy. It's like, I wish the prosecutors would have heard this. And then Gypsy says, she's like, well, she did some bad stuff to me and I had her murdered. We're even. I'm like, what?
Wow.
We're even?
Well, see, I haven't even listened to them all. I haven't even listened to everything. I've been waiting.
He literally said that her committing murder was getting even with Dee Dee. Ridiculous. I'm like, and they let this woman outrun this one. They let this woman out walking the streets right now. I'm like, wow.
I get it.
It's crazy. I get it.
Well, I just wanted to talk about things. I just wanted to talk about the Pretend podcast and give you some perspective. Like I said, I think it's going to be. I think his statement to me was that I don't think I'm going to make either side happy, but I'm hoping I don't piss either side completely off. And if I do that, then I've done my job.
Well, if he
Like,
goes up, if
so
he
his
comes out in the
idea
woodwork,
is to,
if he comes out of the woodwork saying that Gypsy's a victim of Montana by proxy and she was abused her entire
I
life
don't think
and
he is.
was chained
I
to the
don't think
wall,
he is.
if he does that crap, then I'm going to shut it off like
Nope,
as soon as I
nope,
hear it.
nope.
Okay, okay, good.
I don't think it,
I
I
hope he
don't think
acts.
it is.
I hope he
Yeah,
doesn't
I
coddle
really
her.
don't get that feeling.
You know, I'm hoping that maybe like
I don't
he
think he
was able
does.
to coddle her just enough to keep her there because I know that if she catches on that the questions are going to get a little difficult. That's when she's going to fold over like a stack of dimes. So I'm hoping that maybe like he was able to get some of those like more aggressive questions in there because like like when I saw him basically say right through, he's like, "What are they a fan of exactly?" I was like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, there we go, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
no.
What are they a fan of? It's like you're not a
No, and
painter, you're not a musician, you're not an actress or an actor.
no,
It's just like you're
nothing.
just a murderer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know
Yeah,
what
you're
they're
just a
saying. Like
murderer. Yeah.
she's trying to be humble about this, but it's like, Gypsy, you're anything but humble.
Nah.
You've been relishing up this, your notoriety from this before you even got out of jail. So it's like, she's sitting there trying to act humble about this. Like, I don't even know, but I try to be thankful for everything. First of all, she says she doesn't receive any hate out in public at all. It's like, no, we've seen it with our own eyes that people have called her a schmurderer because people have recorded doing it, and rightly so. Like I remember during her little book signing thing, there was a whole bunch of protesters right outside there, basically saying like, stop, glorifying a schmurderer. It's like you had a whole bunch of people there that were not there for you, at least not in a good way. So again, like she's just lying her way through this.
I mean, I provided him a lot of things that he asked for. He asked for things about my conversations with the MVP experts. He asked me about how did the first discovery files get out there, and so I sent him my communication with Patterson about that. So there's a lot that I've helped him. Every question he's had, I've had something, a document to give to him and be like, here, this shows this shows that. This is why we're upset about this. This is why people are upset about that. So I know that people think that my breakdowns and everything that I've had recently indicate that I flip-flopped. I have not flip-flopped. You guys just wait. Please be patient. I'm dealing with a lot with this.
I think you did the same thing a lot of us did. I think you just you started out as like a supporter, and then you got more information. You saw who this person was for who they were, and then you came to a different conclusion. I was completely championing her getting out at first. I started out as a supporter or advocacy for her getting out on early release or whatever, and then I saw it. And then I went down a rabbit hole. I'm like, I don't want this woman walking around. I don't need, you know what I mean? We don't need more Gypsy Roses or Rod and Christy Blanchards wandering the landscape. That's why I was like, I wasn't too thrilled about her appropriating.
No, for heaven's sakes, no.
But again, it's like Aurora has become essentially like a plot device for Gypsy because, she doesn't want Ken. I think that's why she's not, completely hell-bent on getting married to him because she's like, well, I already baby trapped him, so that's good enough. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, she said it. She straight up said that. I mean, she said to me, a ring can be taken off, but a baby can't. Correct. I mean, so.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
Anyway, guys, I'm going
to. Ken would get custody in about 3 seconds, especially if we went to Texas, because in Texas, I read the laws. Sure. You have schmurder on the record. You are basically dead to rights as far as that child goes. As far as possessing a child goes, that's the way they put it. You would be recognized as the biological parent. You could advocate for supervised visits, on a state level. Other than that, the chances of custodies are essentially zero. So again, I hope Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, but Autumn, if she's still in here, is he afraid? I think there's something about him being afraid to leave her. He's genuinely scared of her. If that's, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the truth, but it's like plus what I heard Raina on that phone call with her, basically giving her opinion on the headboard video. My God, it's like Raina basically said so many words that she was very upset and she was very rattled by what Gypsy did. I figured it was because of Aurora, and that's exactly what Gypsy wanted. She wanted a baby trap, and that's exactly what's going on. And but the one thing that Ken does that kind of bothers me is like when he's approached about like the blanket video and stuff like that. It's like, oh well, she was just mad at me and she cut up a blanket. It's like, yeah, but that's not normal. That's not normal behavior. This is psychotic behavior. Like this is, you know what I mean? Call it what it is. Like, stop trying to normalize stuff like this because it's not normal to record yourself doing something like this with your dog. Like that's another thing. Parker was standing like 2 feet behind her. I'm like, oh, please don't touch that dog. You know what I mean? It's like, justice for Parker, if anything. But you know what I mean? It's just like I hope Ken does come to his senses and actually just takes Aurora and leaves. I think that would be the best thing. I think Fancy dropped out, but anyways, thank you, Fancy, for coming on. And Autumn, if you want to jump up, you're more than welcome to. Anybody else wants to jump up, you can. But yeah, just I don't know. Like I said, if I were Ken, well, first of all, I would have
Well,
been.
not only does he need to take Aurora, but he also needs to take Parker because that is a baby doggy, and well, he might not be a baby, but
he's a sweet little boy. He's a sweet little puppy. I love dogs.
He's an innocent dog.
I love a little doggy. I love dog. I have such a huge heart for dogs. When my ex-wife stole my dogs from me, I cried my grown ass eyes out. I mean, I was at work one day. We were supposed to have like a situation where like I was going to keep. We had two miniature Australian shepherds, and either I was going to keep one and she kept one because like I had neighbors that also had dogs, and like I would go work. I could drop one off, vice versa, kind of thing, and then we could have made an arrangement, or it was going to be like a visitation thing. Like I'll take the dog for a month, and then did I get them back? No, I didn't. And basically,
very telling that he was talking about putting Parker in doggy daycare.
well, I got to mute you for a second. You're pretty loud over there.
Oh, hey.
Hold on.
Hey, Noel.
Sorry, Noel. It was really loud wherever you were. I'll put you back on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just wherever you are sounds really loud.
It is. Hold on, I'm getting out the way.
Okay.
I was hearing when you was going live. I just want to say real quick.
Sure.
No, I don't like the way Ken is handling the situation, but sometimes I think he's setting her up to take Aurora. That's why he's playing this no big deal.
You wouldn't have to do that though.
He had a lot.
Because just hear me out really quick. Because in Texas, and he's threatened to do this before. And Ken, when he was on my live panel one time, told me the same thing, that he did threaten to take and go to Texas. Because in Texas, if you have schmurder on your record, you're not getting any rights to a child, not to possess a child. You would be recognized as the biological parent, and you might get some state level visitation. Ken would have Aurora. He would have custody of Aurora in 2 seconds based on Gypsy's. Criminal record. So there would be no contest in that. None. There'd be absolutely no contest in any of that. Hold on, Autumn's going to come up.
Okay, but do you think something is wrong with Ken? Like, is he kind of slow? I don't understand it because
I don't think so.
I would be out of there.
I think he's baby trapped. That's what I think.
By the way, Noel, that's his sister at the top, the very top.
Yeah. Autumn's here. Hello.
Hi. Oh, what's up, Autumn? Hey, girl.
Hi. How are you?
My friend Autumn's here. Nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you.
I just want to say sorry, Autumn, for what they put you through on the internet.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Horrible.
It is.
That was real horrible.
We got your back, Autumn. We got your back. You're welcome.
Do, but I do want to ask a question, Autumn. Like, why did it take so long for y'all to come forward?
Because I was being told that these things were being addressed in private, and so I didn't feel like I felt like if they were being addressed, then nobody needed to know about it. It wasn't until recently, like back in May, when I started realizing these weren't being addressed and they were continuing to happen.
And that's a fair sentiment, and I'm glad you came out because despite what some other people say, I've always I always took you for credible, especially if it's something,
I do,
especially like Gypsy, especially it's just like I'm gonna listen to pretty much anyone outside of Gypsy, and plus I figured you got to be. I mean, do you and your brother still speak, or is he still cutting you off?
Well, we're not speaking. Last time we spoke was on Father's Day in the morning, and then like we called truce, and then I don't know what happened after that. And them to get online and do what they did. But through our mother,
Right here, Anna.
we've spoke.
Yeah.
So
Well, see,
I
I had you. I heard what I posted a video on what your mom's Raina said
right.
about the blanket video and stuff, and she sounds like a legitimate concerned mom, and I was very it didn't surprise me when I heard Raina what she was saying. I was just like, hey, I loved everything she said. I'm just like, you go, girl. You know what I mean? It's just I would love to
I
talk with
mean,
her at some point too. Just just like just because she's Ken's mom. I'm pretty sure she's very concerned for him and Aurora, and I'm pretty sure just taking a guess, her perception of Gypsy is probably not the best at least from what I can guess.
the way
Justyn, I'm gonna jump down, but guys, all I can say is I'm excited for the Pretend podcast.
Me too. Let's go.
Hey, wait, Justin, I got like now that she's so called off social media and all of these leaked messages from when she was in jail, like remember guys, she was like, oh, I didn't want fame and all that, and then I heard a conversation earlier, yeah, she did.
Yes,
yeah,
she
she
did.
wasn't
Because
She
all
saying
thought
those
she
jail,
was
she's not off
those jail
social
calls are
media.
out. Those jail calls are out, and she's sitting there gloating about all the money she's gonna have. She's got a Mercedes
yes,
Benz. She's got a
yes,
brand
the
new house.
house.
It's like she was ready to sell her soul into this story the second she was given an offer. So don't
And
even listen to
listen,
this crap.
and one more and listen, and then on the leak calls, you could hear, oh my god, let me tell you, did y'all hear the leak conversation with her and when Ryan was in the visiting room and
Yes,
how she was
yes.
attracted?
I
Oh,
would
that was
never
so
talk with my mother like
no,
that.
but
Like,
no,
I'm
listen,
sorry.
no, let me tell you guys, by the way Christy talks, you Gypsy uses people, but she's so arrogant, she does not see that she's being used as well.
Right.
Well, there's some of
Gypsy,
this for Christie because Lifetime
yeah,
when TLC was shooting in their house, they were brought into the show. So again,
right.
and Rod told Ivory Rose, he's like, well, HBO's willing to, they're willing to pay money for this story. It's like there's no story though. Basically, all Life After Lockup was Gypsy and her dysfunctional relationships and her dysfunctional love life. That's all it really
Right.
was. At
Yeah.
least that's all I saw. There was no story. There was no advocating for Munchausen by proxy. There was no
No. No.
prison reform. There was
No.
nothing that Gypsy said she
Nothing.
was going to do. It was just her drama, just her personal drama regarding men, how to go from a husband to a baby daddy, like, in a matter of, weeks, basically.
Oh, and then the leaked conversation. You're a liar talking about you was never attracted to Ryan. Of course you were. To say I can't even repeat it. It was so disgusting. Like I would like and my mom or my mom figure to say, oh, when he walked away, I was so wet. Like ew.
Exactly. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
But I wanted to, just before I forgot my point, when you were speaking about why doesn't Kenan just take the baby and run?
Right.
Yes, in Texas, he would automatically like get custody, but
Would.
being a parent, you have to do what is best for your child. Where does he have to go in Texas? What is set up in Texas? What job does he have? Where is she going to go to daycare? Where is her routine going to be? He has to
I
have
wasn't sure.
all of that
I mean,
set up.
he mentioned Texas when he made that threat to Gypsy about going to Texas and taking Aurora with him. I wasn't sure what he had set up there, or if he did. I'm basing it off what he said. And when I was talking to him last year on my panel, he came to my panel and he did admit that he did threaten that. Again, like nothing against Ken, but it's just like he acts like this is like a normal thing between couples that they just they have random days where they threaten each other to take kids. It's like no, that's not normal. That's like teetering on like razor's edge of dysfunction. You know what I mean?
That's not normal. And no, Kenan did threaten her. That was a legitimate threat. What
He told me he did. He told me himself he did.
questioning is
Why did he threaten
him.
her? What did she do for him to
It
threaten
was
her?
it was
What
the
doesn't she
whole
do?
I
Who
know.
the
knows?
headboard thing. There was the blanket thing. There's other episodes she's had where she's raged out. She was having a drinking problem,
Oh yeah.
and he had had enough.
Was she also having a rug? Did she have like a rug problem too?
Um, I have my suspicions, but the only one I can confirm was the drinking problem.
I mean, because some of the counterparts that Gypsy has, some of the friends that she hangs around,
Right,
are
Justin.
very,
Agreed.
are very
Agreed.
tied in with. I'm not saying that she's automatically guilty of something like that, but you are,
That's
if
what
you
I
want to get to know
said.
somebody, take a look at who their friends are. You've
Yeah,
heard
that's
that.
why I said I have my suspicions,
I
but
mean,
I'm not gonna say yes because I don't know for sure. But
I get
I
that.
do know the drinking thing was for sure. But when I was saying with Kenan, I'm not saying like I'm not questioning why he would say it. I'm questioning in reality if he were to put that in place. Those are the questions he has to have figured out before he does that. And
I
I
agree.
believe he's working a job that Rod got him, so he's gonna lose that job if he leaves with Aurora. And so
So
he
But
has
let
she,
to
me
have all
tell
these
you,
things set
so
up.
Gypsy
that puts him even deeper into
we're
the
into
rabbit
the
hole of
bro.
Gypsy.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
Unfortunately,
Gypsy got him right where she wants him. You
That's
basically.
why
work
I'm
with my
trying to
dad. You
explain it
live in
all. Yeah.
Louisiana.
I
No,
mean,
that's a
I call her No Ring Blanchard because, again, it's like I don't think Ken would ever propose to that. Just my personal opinion.
Exactly. Audrey's like,
oh
Gypsy Rose Blanchard used to be Anderson, wanna be Euchre, never gonna be Euchre or
No,
something.
I don't think so
I
either.
crack up.
I call her No Ring, No Job Gypsy, and No Ring Blanchard. That's what I call her. And then meanwhile, Mia's about to be a blushing bride, and that whole thing's triggering her. We all know that. I mean, look at the way
but wait,
she's acting towards her.
Justin. That I think that's another reason why she took a break from social media. Number one, she wasn't
Hold on, real
invited to
quick. She didn't take a break. She just took a break from TikTok. She's over there on
She's
Instagram.
still on Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
still on IG.
Yeah.
Oh well, still like I know she's getting the backlash. She's not even invited to be a bridesmaid or anything. Like she's excluded all the way out. Come on,
As she
Yeah,
Shannon.
should
well, I
be.
mean, and rightly so because it's like I
I
mean,
mean, like,
Mia doesn't want
exactly.
any drama at her wedding. She wants a nice smooth wedding, and having Gypsy there, you're taking some chances, in my opinion.
And how
You
many
know,
times do we
Yeah.
gotta hear a story where it's your own brother, your own people? Like the Bible literally mentions it. Like it's not crazy for me to look at this and go, you know what? No, you are dangerous to me, and you're my sister, but that's me wanting to give you that. You're not giving me that, so I've got to step away.
yeah, yep, and I agree with that. It's like Mia wants peace. She wants the people that she wants there, and like I said, I don't know. It's like I understood like that Ryan and Gypsy were never going to be like lasting very long. I was going to give them like 6 months at best, but I always knew Gypsy was probably still corresponding with Ken, regardless of what she was saying. Like to like, oh, I haven't talked to him in months. It's like I guarantee that wasn't true.
No,
She
that
was talking to him
wasn't.
because like we're listening to some of the jail calls. I'm like some of that was probably behind Ryan's back. So
Well, and I
Mm-hmm.
also have
Gypsy
already
is
confirmed.
extremely. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Justin. I'm Roma. Gypsy is extremely shallow and vain.
Exactly.
So,
oh,
and what
speaking of that, get this.
her,
She wants to have unnecessary surgeries done right
yeah,
now. Isn't that
Exactly.
yes, and it
funny?
won't help.
No
Just trying to
PTSD
make
from that at
herself.
all.
Yeah, she's just trying to make herself look a certain way. And I've
Yes,
already,
She can do
I
everything
told
she
my
wants.
live yesterday.
She can do whatever she
Um,
wants. There's no all the cosmetic surgery in the world is not gonna get rid of that
absolutely.
micro deleted looking face of hers. It's just like I'm
And
sorry to
right.
be
I
petty, but
believe
it's
she
like
took a break from TikTok so she can heal from all these surgeries, and then
Well,
she'll be
she's on
back.
IG. She's on IG doing lives, but
yeah, she's doing it through Instagram.
yeah, she's
That's
been on
where she knows
Instagram.
she can make money,
Yeah,
and
she
all of
goes
the
where this is.
things.
Oh, real quickly, I did let people know. I don't know if you caught my panel, but Gypsy. Remember the story is that Christy reached out, or Kenny reached out to Christy, and Christy told Gypsy while she was still married with Ryan. That is not what happened. Gypsy
What?
told Christy to reach out to Kenny, and
Oh,
that
I
is how they
knew
got
it.
back in contact.
I
I
suspected
knew
that.
it.
I
I
suspected
knew
that.
it.
Somebody mentioned that I worked with Gypsy in parentheses, and yes, I was in Missouri at that time, and I was a travel nurse. And at the center where she would come in, where we had,
10 minutes.
people with disabilities, and I'm not making up stories. Like, I don't know where you're getting that from, but you can look it up. So she was where I encountered Dee Dee. She was a doting mother. She was absolutely wonderful to deal with. I can stand by that.
We have someone else
And
on. We have someone else on panel that was friends with Dee Dee. New Orleans mom, right here, was friends with Dee Dee.
was me.
yes, and
That was me.
New
New
Orleans
Orleans.
mom, we're friends, but I don't make stories. That's the only thing that I've came out with. I cannot. They're like everybody's like release the place where you worked. I can't ruin a business. It's been over like I was there in 2010, 11. So I don't know where that business is at, and I'm not going to ruin a business.
Right.
For all of people that are,
Did you do an interview with Audrey?
doubting me, I don't care, but I know for a fact that Gypsy acted differently with her mother and she acted differently around other people.
I believe.
That's for sure.
I believe that. Like common sense, based off what
Did
we
you
know.
do an interview with Audrey
Down,
or
I
did a
think I
live with
gotta
Audrey?
continue.
Yeah, where's that noise
My
coming from?
my math never math. I'm very interested to hear about that.
Yeah, yeah. Just Oh no, I don't know, but no, just yeah. New Orleans mom. You knew Dee Dee as well.
Yes, yes, I've came across Dee Dee multiple times, and she was nothing but lovely.
I mean,
She
the only sin that I see that Dee Dee, committed was that she spoiled her kid rotten.
Now maybe
That's
y'all can hear me.
what I think happened.
I think what
She
happened is
did.
that as
She
she
spoiled her
grew
rotten.
older, yes, she did. Absolutely, she was at her beck and call. So I believe that later on, as she grew, she started to abuse her own mother.
I believe it.
And
I believe that.
and then her mother got, tired of it, and she knew that it was either her or Gypsy, and she was trying to get Gypsy out of the house. So she had the opportunity. She was out and about all the time. Her voice would change in front of her mother
I
with
mean,
everybody
I hear her
else.
voice change. Listen to the jail phone calls. The way she talks to Christy is
Right,
drastically different than how she talks to anybody else.
right.
It's like the baby voice is firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
I've got a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Who has a question?
Are you the same? Are you the same lady that did the live? I do. Are you the same lady that did the live with Audrey that time?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes, yes, I did a live with Audrey. Yes.
Okay. I thought I recognized your voice. It's nice to hear you
I
again.
was trying to be quiet, like
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Well, Noel, I'm going to mute you for
the
a
doc.
second because it's noisy where you are. I'm sorry, hon. All right, anyways, go ahead. Oh,
Can
is that
you
it?
can you repeat that?
I think she just said she asked if you were the one that did the live with
Yes.
Audrey, and then she said it's nice to see you again.
Oh, thank you.
But
Yes,
no,
I was
I'm
on
sorry.
live with
I love
Audrey.
I love my panelists, but I'm just gonna say this once. I've said this before. If you're gonna come on panel, anyone comes on panel, make sure there's not a whole plethora of noise going on because it's gonna sound really loud on our end.
Is it coming loud from my end?
No. You're perfectly fine. But like some
Okay.
people, as soon as they put some people on panel, and it's not always their fault, but it's like I hear like a big gash of noise right away. It's just like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna come on panel, either mute your microphone or go somewhere until it's a little bit more quieter, because otherwise it's like it's really loud, especially if you have headphones in, which I don't, but I've had headphones before where it's just like it gets so loud from just background noise. So
Yeah.
it's just like, you know what I mean? Like make sure, like that's why I'm always, whenever I do lives, I always make sure I'm quiet, like, you know what I mean? No one's around and just, you know what I mean? Things are nice and quiet. Because, like, believe it or not, like, I don't know, like, they have the noise suppression feature for the videos, but they don't have it for, like, the microphones for any of the lives or anything. It's just like, I wish they would, update that feature or something. Because it's like, as soon as I put some people on panel, it's like a rush of noise. Which, you know what I mean? It's like, mute your microphone until you can go somewhere quieter. That's just my
And
suggestion.
me and Audrey, I have already talked to her and shown her things already. So she and I still talk, and we're following each other and everything. So I've
Yeah,
spoken to her, and I've
I've known
asked her
Audrey for
not to reveal anything.
I know I've known Audrey for years. Me and her actually had our own like weekly show at one point last year. Like we went live every week for like months, and then yeah, just I felt really bad that they're I think they're still targeting her. But I'm glad
Yeah,
that
they
she got
are.
her profile back. Ashley Baby got hers back for like a couple hours, and then they're just reporting every. Not only are they reporting all of her posts, but they're even reporting like comments that she puts on other like someone's like really going out of the way to find like other content creators. Even if Ashley like posts somewhere or like posts a comment somewhere, they even like report that. It's like it's I hate people that because like when it comes to a system like DMCA claims or some sort of like use of like like copyright claims and copyright strikes and stuff like that. You're supposed to be using it in good faith. You're not supposed to be abusing that system, but there are people that will abuse that system. That same thing happened to me with my first YouTube channel. I had over 50,000 subscribers on my first one, and they still will not give it back to me. And I was mass reported for a yes or no question I was asking. It was ridiculous, and they will not give it back to me, and they won't even cite the reason or the post that got me banned. To this day, like YouTube will not tell me why I was banned and what post it was based off of. It was just a bunk mass reporting, and then nothing else. But you know what I mean. I think another reason why Gypsy took a break off of TikTok in particular was so that her and her cohorts can go after content creators that she thinks are the biggest threat. So again, and it's just for no again, it's just like here's how I look at like stuff like that. If we're just a bunch of haters and we're telling a bunch of falsehoods, why don't you come out and combat the information? Come out with better information. Be like, here's why Audrey's wrong. Here's why Ashley Baby's wrong, and do a video on that instead of just being like, well, I'm just gonna get triggered and go report everything they ever put up. It's just like that
Right.
basically
Right.
proves, in my opinion, that you've lost the battle. You know what I mean? Regardless if the profile's up or not. It's just basically like they're just triggered because they're putting the truth out and they don't like it. So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's the truth nonetheless. And here's what I've been doing lately is I've been posting videos of Gypsy Rose debunking herself with her own words. I'm just playing
Yes,
stuff.
I saw
I'm
that.
just playing videos of her own words. It's like I don't have to say anything. I'll let Gypsy do all the talking. She can do all the
Exactly.
talking herself. You know what I mean? That's the best way to, you know what I mean, to either credit somebody or discredit somebody. Play their own
Absolutely.
words back to them. You know what I mean? It's just like, and
Right.
then what are you gonna do? It's like, this is what you said. I didn't make you say any of this. It's just like
Right.
it's
And
that's why I love doing stuff like that. It's just like I'm gonna let you listen to her own words and you can draw your own conclusions. That's how I always present those videos. I just put another one up today. I could do them all day. I have like 20 upcoming ones I want to do. So it's like, you know what I mean? They're gonna continue to come out, regardless of being reported or not. Because again, it's like they can try doing the same thing to me. I don't really care. It's just like at the end of the day, we're going to get the profiles back eventually. Because once they take, once a
absolutely.
human being takes a look at why we were reported, they're going to be like, all right, someone from the same two IP addresses is trying to get this person mass reported, and they're going to look at the reasons why. It's just like no, everything that's being posted is under fair use. So again, like,
Yeah.
but I hate that you're basically guilty until proven innocence. Like they take your profile down, they ban everything, and then you have to fight your case and appeal and make sure that and then you get it back after. It's again, you're guilty until proven innocent in a situation like this. And I did the same thing with Facebook too. Facebook demonetized me, and then finally I got it back like after 90 days of appealing it over something very similar. So again, it's just like social media, like especially Facebook and Instagram are owned by Meta, and they don't have an actual like customer support or customer service like area. They just only go by like some AI customer service thing. Like you have this multi-billion-dollar corporation, and it's just like you can't even hire like a customer support team or anything like that. It's just like it's ridiculous. But no, one thing I wanted to do was New Orleans mom. I wanted to hear more. I wanted to humanize Dee Dee in this live stream because again, like I love the book that came out with Liam Bazinet recently. That book, The Woman They Made a Monster. That's a beautiful book, and I'm really glad there's people coming out willing to humanize Dee Dee. And first of all, what's your actual name? I know it's not New Orleans lady. If you're,
Well, I'd
you keep anonymous
it,
if you want.
um, yeah. Some
It's
people
okay.
do know my name, but I just no.
No, it's okay.
Um,
But is there anything like were you with you and Dee Dee like very
I'm
close or
sorry.
like no, it's okay. Like how well did you know Dee Dee?
Well, I'll tell you everything that I've told everybody else that I've been saying since this whole thing started.
Sure.
I've been watching this unfold since 2000 when I moved to the Bayou. I met a man that was close to Dee Dee and her family, very close. Um, because of that, I was able to meet Dee Dee. She was at different events, different family get-togethers, different things that we did. I talked to her, when I would see her. The Bayou is a very small place. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't meet her until 2000, so I didn't know all the background.
So Gypsy was
I
very
only
young.
know what I was told and
Gypsy had
what
to
I
be very
seen.
young. So Gypsy was only like 8 years old at that time.
Oh, she was only 9 and 10.
Okay.
She was 9. 9. She was 9. Yeah, she was the same age as my son. She's 35 now, and he's 35.
So you saw Gypsy when she was just
Yeah, so she was
just a
9.
kid. Was she in a wheelchair by then, or was she was she walking okay by then? Like I know she's had
Yeah,
problems at different. Okay.
no, she was already in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
It was around the gumbo games and when she went swimming with the dolphins and
Yeah, and she
during
said
that
she had
time
such a
period
shelter. And
between
Gypsy said,
2000 and 2003 or 4.
how many people do you know by the age of 9 or 10 they get to swim with the dolphins? I mean, she said she was so sheltered she didn't get to live her life or have a childhood. Meanwhile, she's swimming with dolphins at 9 and 10 years old. I mean, come on, Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. Just the stuff that.
She had tons of cousins. She had tons of cousins in the neighborhood that she played with. She's got a lot. She's got a very large family. Um,
Why did
it
do
was
you know
all lies
why
just to
the
keep her out of
Petries?
prison.
Wonder why the Petries have not
All it
pushed
was.
back on this situation at all. How come the Petries have been dead silent on this whole thing? I don't. I wish they would
I do not talk on the I do not talk on the family. I do not talk on the family. I love that family with all my heart.
Good.
And I do not talk on them. I do not know why they do what they do. You need to talk to them.
Yeah. No, I understand. No, it's just a.
And I'm not being mean or anything.
No,
I
I
just
understand. I'm just. It was just a thought of mine.
and I understand where you're coming from. I just one day maybe they'll come forward.
I hope so.
I don't know.
I hope so because I think
I pray for
Dee Dee deserves a voice.
everybody.
I think Dee Dee deserves a voice from her own family.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I can understand it. The gypsy train is quite the
until then
circus. The gypsy train is a
It's
very
fine, sweetie.
it's a circus. It's a circus.
Yes.
You know we love him.
And he gets so high, and he don't even walk back over there.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that. There we
Hey,
go.
Justyn,
it's just
I just want to
it's
say,
just a lot to take in, and with all these phone calls that come out.
I just want to say, prayers for Perez.
Yes.
Though
Yes.
I didn't know if anyone here knew what happened
Yeah,
yesterday.
I unfortunately saw it.
Oh yeah.
I wish I didn't. And then someone actually posted it on Twitter or X for a little while. They took it down finally. But yeah, I have mods in here. But I already took Zanks down. I don't know why he was even on panel. I mean, it clearly says what the topic is when you come in here. I don't know why that person's wondering. All right, I mean, it's you could stay, but I'm just we're talking about Gypsy Rose. That's kind of been my shtick ever since I've been on here. So, I mean, it's okay. It's okay if you didn't know that, but I'm just saying like she's been quite the topic and still is, and there's reasons for it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, New Orleans mom. I want to hear more what you have to say about Dee Dee. Whenever you're ready, that's okay. But yeah, just basically I have nothing I don't have any bad thoughts about the Petrie family or anything like that. But I do hope someone from Dee Dee's side of the family does come forward and speak for her. I think she deserves a voice, and I think not to mention all the lies and inconsistencies that Gypsy's put out there, not just about Dee Dee, but just about Dee Dee's family altogether. It's and in my opinion, I think I think that Dee Dee has been completely misrepresented. You know what I mean? Especially by her own unaliver, and it's really sad. Especially it really now like really makes one wonder, especially now hearing the jail phone calls coming out, how like the prosecutor and even the jail staff there could hear stuff like this and be like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this social experiment by letting this person out into society, and let's just see what happens. We're going to have her go procreate, get a baby involved in this situation, and put her all over social media and make her some celeb figure, sort of pseudo celebrity figure. And we're going to do this so it's like a big, really dangerous social experiment. I'm not sure why she left. Maybe she had something to do, but yeah, anyways, nope, she's coming back. Hold on.
No, it froze up on me and kicked me out.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it does that to me sometimes. But yeah, no, we still want to hear what you were saying. I like what you were saying.
Um, yeah, with all these phone calls and everything else that's coming out, it just shows the truth of everything else that everybody else has been thinking. And I'm just, Dee
Yeah,
was a good mom. She cared about her daughter. She
he
loved
sure
her.
did.
She spoiled her. She gave her
Everything that you
anything
see.
she wanted.
And I just did a video on see, I do a lot of the debunk. I've been doing the debunk series, and one of the ones I just put in was the BB pew pew / pellet pew pew incident, where
Yeah.
the only evidence of shabuse that we have is Dee Dee being the shabuse victim.
Yeah.
With Gypsy unloading a pellet pew pew at her at 10 whatever, she unloaded the whole magazine on her. She goes on Kale Lowry's podcast. Oh, I knew it was a BB pew pew the whole time, and then she on all the other documentaries she's like, oh, thank God, I had no idea, but then turns out it was a BB pew pew, and thank God for that. You know what I mean? Like, I love how she walks
Have
back.
y'all ever heard anyone else talk about that incident? Like Rod or Christy or anyone?
Yeah, Christy did, and she goes, "Well, if Gypsy did do it, then good for her." I'm like, "Oh wow!" Like again,
Okay. I didn't. I
Christy is trash to me. She's
well,
straight up trash, and
y'all
she's only
heard the
involved with
phone
Gypsy
calls.
for one reason. That's the only reason she's involved with Gypsy is because she saw dollar signs. No other reason. She wanted nothing to do with her otherwise. And it's like, Rod Blanchard, he's another one that's a complete mess. You have this guy that at like the age of 17, 18 had 3 baby mamas basically at that time. He had like 3 women, he impregnated 3 women like within like a 2-year period. And then even now, it's like from everything that I've heard, and I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything, but I guess if I was married to Christy Blanchard, I'd be out cheating as well. So I can't exactly say I blame him. But again, it just like it shows that he hasn't changed since he was a teenager. So Rod is gonna do what he does because apparently if a female on social media says hello to him, that's enough for him. Like, apparently. So I mean, hey, no standards, Rod. And again, it's just like if he really wanted to see Gypsy, if he really wanted to have Gypsy in his life, he could have taken the proper steps to do so. I was always working, and Dee Dee always said that. It's like, listen, buddy, you could have marched into a courtroom any day of the week and could have arranged visitation any day of the week. He chose not to because he is a deadbeat father. He's a deadbeat dad.
Not only that, but if they thought for 1 minute, because I heard on a video or one of the phone calls, Christy said that she thought maybe something was going on with Dee Dee. If they thought for 1 minute, why didn't they go to the courts and tell the courts, I think she's being abused, we want to take custody?
Because there was no abuse.
Because it never happened.
Yeah, there was no
exactly.
abuse. There was no abuse.
Rod always told Dee Dee, you're doing something that I could never do. You're the greatest mom in the world.
And then here's the thing. She says that, like, in her book, that Gypsy says in her own book, she's like, well, my mom is about to give me this unnecessary surgery, and it was her or me. You know what I mean? It was like this, showdown between, mother and daughter. But then she says her lawyer, she didn't know she was even being abused until her lawyer said so. So wait, you can't have it both ways. Either you were trying to escape your mom from abuse, or you didn't know it until your lawyer said so. First of all, you're 23 years old. You don't know what abuse is? Really? I have a hard time believing that. She knew what 50 Shades of Grey was, but she didn't know what abuse was? Okay. Whatever you say, Gypsy. Again, you have to turn the world upside down and sideways to believe anything she says. So it's just like, it's amazing just hearing these narratives come at her. And she thinks like the internet is just going to like dump this down the rabbit hole. It's like, no. It's like the internet does not forgive or forget. And you can sit there and disconnect your TikTok for 30 days or whatever it is that she does. It's not going away. None of this stuff ever goes away.
Time.
And these jail
We
calls
have
are coming out, and they're
we
just
have
solidifying
plenty of
it.
time because we are not fixed to a time limit like the cops were. They only had a small amount of time, and they couldn't follow all the rabbit holes. We can, as a community, follow all the rabbit holes because that detective said in one of the interviews that on the whole podcast they didn't have the time to follow all the rabbit holes.
Well, they should have
That's why
taken their
they
time
didn't
with this
find out
case. I don't know why they were rushing into a plea deal with her. You know what I mean? They could have taken their time with something like this. I mean, this wasn't exactly like a parking ticket. This was a homicide
But they
case.
didn't know.
I
They
mean,
thought they had their person.
well, they had their persons. Again, the police had this nailed down perfectly. Like they had Gypsy dead to rights. They're just like, you know what? You planned this entire thing, and she sat there and tried to throw it. Again, abuse was so far from Gypsy's head, she didn't even think of it to lie. She didn't even think about using it as a lie during her interrogation. That's how far away the concept of abuse was to Gypsy, because there was no abuse going on. The only thing she was hell bent on doing is throwing Nick under the bus, and that was it. She thought that would have been good enough. But if she truly thought that, you know what I mean, that she was going to try to, get out of this situation somehow, and abuse was in the cards, she would have played that hand. You mark my words, she would have played that hand. But the fact that she didn't is, just tells me everything I need to know. I mean, that's because she didn't even think of it, because there was no abuse. She loved her mom. She would have never harmed her. She would have never done that.
Hey, is that why she had to sit in the closet for 2 hours with Nick and convince him to take the fall for all this?
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah. Because
She thought she was going to get the house. She thought she was going to get the vehicle. She thought
Correct.
she was going to be able to move all those men in.
Yep.
And she thought the world was just going to keep on turning without her
And she's
mother.
got a
Her
new
dad
grip.
was texting her.
And she has a new grip.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor girl
speaking
had her
of
mom.
speaking of that, Rod texted her and told her, I can be there within 3 hours, dear, after
Yes.
she did the deed. I think,
Yes.
personally, my opinion, having known them both and met both of them in life, Rod and Christy, I think they encouraged her after the pew pew.
Ooh.
I
You got
think
to meet them
subliminally and not very
Yes, I do
subtly,
too.
Christy manipulated her into
second.
finally doing it.
Thanks. Yes, she did. She did have leukemia at one point because she had a bone marrow transplant. That's on her medical records. So
And
She was sick and treated again at age 22. There's holes in the phone conversations with Nick, and that's
There's
how they
medical
found
records.
it in the medical records.
Gypsy's own medical records are out along with the FOIA's. If people are willing to believe her narratives at this point with those documents out in the open right now, then that's willful ignorance as far as
We
I'm
have videos and pictures of her getting the chemo pump
Yes.
at the hospital.
Yes.
They don't fake that.
Right. Oh, no. S said something great. My boyfriend did something. I'm going to smack him across. Yeah, she was already setting the precedent for throwing Nick under the bus with something like, did he do something? It's just like, you know what I mean? It's like she knew exactly what happened. Again, I love the Pee Wee Herman part. I always call it the Pee Wee Herman part of this because she looks like Pee Wee Herman when she's like.
But I truly do believe,
Frozen
her
Vineyard?
conversations with Krusty were pushing her to do the worst she could do to Dee Dee, make Dee Dee's life hell.
Again, because I knew that Christy, especially, just like Gypsy, had genuine hatred towards Dee Dee. I think they all did.
Christy's just a nasty person. If you ever meet her, your skin will crawl.
She's gross.
No, she's like one of those strung out people that failed AA.
Right, she's one of those leftovers from some bar somewhere, and like you just take her home at last resort. You know what I mean?
Well, she has her own bar stool. Her and Rod both at the local bar.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure a bar stool is probably it's probably where he met her. Met her on a bar stool.
No, he met her through Dee Dee.
Yeah, he met her through Dee Dee. They were coworkers, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Supposedly, I don't know for a fact.
Yeah.
No work history has been proven on Krusty's end.
Yeah, I know. And again, like Christy's, like she's on and off the Gypsy train because I know that those two come to blows. Like you have two very narcissistic personalities going at each other, and it's just like they.
And their same rival is deadbeat Rod.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, even though Christy's still married to Rod has never been faithful to her. But then
Rod's New Orleans lady again. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't overstep.
Rod is not a prize either. It's like, Rod's just some tugboat captain, guy with like not the smartest, sharpest, not the sharpest.
His job's a pretty serious job, though. All
Yeah,
due
no,
respect.
he's a fine worker. He's a fine worker, but he's just his moral compass is the thing that I'm working. Is the only thing
And
that
you
I'm.
would think that having all these situations going on, he would spend more time at home. He's never
He just want to be
there.
home. He just want to be
Do you
home
blame
with
him?
Christy. You think he wants to stay at home with Christy?
Crazy.
Anyway, I'm glad some good people got to come onto the panel today. I'm glad Autumn got to come on. I'm glad New Orleans Lady got to come on. I'm glad to hear from you guys. New Orleans Lady, I definitely want to talk again.
I love New Orleans Lady. She's awesome.
She's great. She's been on my panel plenty of times. She's always welcome here. All you guys are always welcome here. Even Zanks, if you're new, you're welcome here. Just you know what I mean. If you have questions, you feel free to DM me or ask anybody here. We know the case very well.
Justyn, I've watched your attitude change from when you first came on till now, and you have now got such good control and solid ideas, and you've grown so much in the last year and a half. It's nice to watch. I wish you the very best of luck with this industry.
Yeah,
I hope you continue.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm definitely going to continue. Like I said, like I was still going down the rabbit hole. You know what I mean? I was really like paying attention to my surroundings and making sure that I wasn't gonna go into any narratives that would be off. I wanted to make sure my information was correct. I want to talk. I even got to talk to some people directly, like Ken, like Bree, and Sheena, and people from both sides of the aisle. And and then as I'm going through information, as more information is coming out, I'm sort of taking it in, and then a lot of the suspicions that I have, 99 times out of 100 so far, they've been correct.
Right, you got good, good instincts.
And now with the well, I mean, it's not just instincts; it's also just using common sense. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then also, based off the fact that we have all the jail phone calls coming out now, it's like, it's right when this pretend podcasting, and you have Gypsy saying like she doesn't understand, she never understood about the fame and the fandom, and she doesn't have any she never wanted any of that. I'm just saying, and then you're listening to these jail phone calls, and she's ready to sell her soul at the drop of a hat. It's just like, come on.
She did.
It reminds me of Natalie and Mackenzie Sherrill. It really does. It's like, they're sitting there gloating over the fact of how big the story got and who's going to pay for this and who's going to do a documentary for this and how much money they're going to get for that. It's just like the blood money they wanted to get. The second they saw the opportunity, they jumped right on it. No remorse.
Isn't it sickening?
It's really sickening. And
But
again,
our society thinks that criminals like that are something to be worshipped or whatever. It's repulsive.
Again, and if you haven't signed Dom and Davion's law, it's on.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, the Big Sister Unhinged. Everyone go please sign that petition. I want to see that get legislated. It's needed. No criminal, only in America.
Well, look at the way Gypsy got around all those laws. We need it changed.
Well, a lot of one of the jailhouse phone calls I heard between her and Christy was basically Christy using a loophole to make sure that in case that the Petries did come after Gypsy for money, they were going to put everything into Christy's name, so that way they couldn't go after, if they went after Gypsy, it would be for nothing. They were going to do it through Christy.
Gypsy and Mia are the only ones that got a nose job. I think most of the money went up Christy's nose.
Well, what's funny? It's like now that Gypsy's putting out that she's going to get all this cosmetic procedures done. Wouldn't that be a PTSD thing for someone that's had unnecessary surgeries her whole life?
Absolutely.
It sounds like now she wants unnecessary surgeries. It's funny how that works.
I worked with people who came out of bad situations that couldn't even have an IV put in or blood drawn because they were so abused as children.
Yeah, I mean, there's no PTSD. There's no triggering. There's no nothing. It's just like,
But we got to give her the fact that she's got such a low IQ. She probably doesn't realize.
No, Gypsy is quite intelligent, just for all the wrong reasons in all the wrong directions.
She's slow on the uptake. She's got to be talked to. She's slow.
She's like Ted Bundy intelligent. She's good
yeah.
at deception.
And she can mimic a person. She can mimic a person within seconds. Right. To manipulate, yeah.
And plus, again, I saw her even on the Pretend podcast. It's just and she really is trying to feed this humble narrative. I don't understand why I have all this fame and fandom, and blah, blah, blah. But she's sitting there taking the time to brag about it.
Isn't it weird? I have the 9 million followers I have,
and she's like, kids, teens, some as young as 10. It's like, first of all, teens are not 10.
Thank you.
10 years old is not a teen. I don't know where she got. She's like, teens, some as young as 10. I'm like, A 10-year-old is not a teenager. Where's she getting this from? Maybe is she just trying to say kids in general? If that's what I think that's what she was trying to say, but she just, she she comes up sounding stupid every time. But again, it's just like, why would you sit there and actually not only admit that, but be proud of it? That you have little kids coming up to you, and what are you known for? Being a schmurderer. It's like,
But back to the money. Back to the money. They've redone their entire house.
I'm sure.
That beats and crusty. And they got all new furniture. They've got all brand new equipment, amplifiers. I mean, flying V guitar, all kinds of stuff. And Gypsy doesn't own a house.
I'm a guitarist of 30 plus years, and actually no, yeah, 35 years now. But yeah, there's cheap flying V guitars out there. If she bought an Epiphone,
But I'm
she
just
would have
saying
about
because I'm old
$300.
and that's just what I remember. But I'm telling you, they have the best of everything. They have all the ride-on toys, and they have a big boat. And
I'm sure they do, but you know
Gypsy
what?
doesn't have a Gypsy doesn't have a house.
Mark, yeah.
Do you
The
really
house,
think?
the
Do
house
you
thing didn't
really think
happen.
Christy was fair with that money?
No, and not to mention, Gypsy is reckless. She's very impulsive. I guarantee most of the money that she spent was impulsive buys and unnecessary buys. She didn't probably do any stocks and bonds. She probably didn't put anything in savings. She didn't, start like a college fund for Aurora. She just went.
If I was her advisor, I would have her get a forensic accountant and go through every single dime and contract that was signed.
I guarantee again, it's like she probably peed that money away so fast. That's why she has to continue all the cons, is because all that money that she made through all the documentaries and the show and everything else is like. And I think the show, like, they didn't go to a season 3 because Gypsy just can't help herself. She was probably violating that non-disclosure agreement over and over and over again. So that's why there wasn't a season.
Sure. We knew on the Bayou exactly what was coming out next before it even happened.
Yeah.
Don't you think this would be a good idea? Don't you think? Hey, Lynn.
Absolutely.
Hi, Lenny. How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm driving in the rain, but
Oh boy.
didn't Christy get some plastic surgery also, like her ears and stuff?
And her eye lifts. She had the part above her eyes lifted.
I thought so.
In my opinion, especially with Gypsy, these plastic surgeries didn't help her at all. She still looks like the same.
No, her nose is growing back.
No, it's like it's growing back. I'm like, what? That's a thing? Apparently.
What's really sad is that entire family appearance and stuff is more important than honesty.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without
Isn't
a
that
doubt.
repulsive?
Absolutely. I don't mean to cut this short.
About Mia, though?
What's going on with Mia now?
No, I said, do you think that about Mia? Because I think Mia's trying to break the cycle.
No, I think Mia's just like them. She was raised by them. She's just like them.
Well, I mean, Mia is her own. I mean, Mia's got a good. I mean, I got to give credit where it's due.
Mia
a good career.
also had her
Got to be
career
married.
paid for with that money that Krusty was monitoring.
I'm sure she got whatever. I mean, keep in mind, like what she probably thinks now is probably different than what she thought when Gypsy first got out of jail. So it's
If
like
if you met those people, you would see birds of a feather. That whole family.
It's possible, but I see. I mean, I got to give credit where it's due. Again, like she went through nursing school and came out with her white coat fairly quickly. That's impressive. You know what I mean? Because I've been in the medical field myself, and it's not easy getting that white coat. And she got it like at a very young age. So I got to give her credit for getting herself into a career very quickly, and a very good career at that. She's about to get married. She's not just another baby mama wandering the landscape. And nothing against baby mamas. If you're a single mom, I admire you. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, Gypsy was out trying to baby trap Ken the very second she got a chance. It happened so fast that I didn't even hear about the split between Ryan yet. When I heard she was pregnant, I thought it was Ryan's, and I'm like, it's Ken's? I'm like, I didn't even know they got back to it. That's how fast it happened. It's just like, I didn't even know her and Ken got back together yet. I heard about the baby and the pregnancy before I even heard about them getting back together. I'm like, it's like, that was obviously planned. There's no way anyone's going to convince me otherwise. At the very second that those two touch, it's like, she is a prego immediately. It's like, that's not a coincidence. That's exactly what Gypsy wanted. And, she has, she knows her condition with the micro deletion and all that. She's like, screw it. I don't care if I'm a risk to it.
She was also seeing fertility doctors the second she got out of jail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She may have even been on something in jail. So we don't know. We'll never know the truth.
Yeah. But anyways, I got to get going, guys, because I have work to do
Thanks for
tonight.
having
So,
me.
but yeah, I thank you guys for coming on panel tonight. I'm going to go live tomorrow, so if you guys are going to be around tomorrow, let's all hang out. And yeah, I got a couple new videos up. Check that out. I'm going to put a couple more up tomorrow. And let's hang out tomorrow, guys. I got to get going in the meantime. You guys have a good rest of your night, good rest of your day, and good rest of your week.